Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, bootlicker shills, debt slave search, peasants, vassals, minions, meat sacks. I'm Useful Idiot. Welcome. And pretty interesting development on the narrative about Iran having a nuclear bomb. And I know I did a video about 6 months ago talking about the idea that Iran was mere days away from making a nuclear bomb. And there was officials in the Iranian government that were talking about that very thing. And I'm pretty sure I pointed out in the video that this was rhetoric in order to point out to the Israelis that if they wanted to up the ante, then Iran would be prepared to too. And I think there's a lot of truth to that. They're not developing a nuclear program, but they have everything lined up and the capability, if they so desired, to throw together some pretty primitive nukes in short order should they need to. But I stand by the fact that I've been doing videos for 15 years talking about the fact that Benjamin Netanyahu and officials in the United States government have been warning that Iran was a couple hours, a week, 2 weeks, a couple of months away from developing a nuclear bomb. And they've been saying that for 40 years. And I was really gratified recently to see two stories come out. One is that President Pezeshkian of Iran has come out once again and said that Iran doesn't have now and never has had a nuclear weapons program, which is the narrative that I have followed for a while. And I know a lot of people don't trust Iran and feel like we can't really believe what they're saying, but I tend to. They do have some credibility backing up. They haven't really invaded any other countries, and they've certainly uh, supported proxy elements all over the Middle East, but they just don't seem quite as evil as everybody seems to think they are. Although, of course, their national chant and mantra of "Death to America" is a glaring example of something that doesn't jive with what I just said. But apparently in 2006, the Khomeini issued a fatwa that based on religious principles, that Iran would not pursue nuclear weapons, and I still believe that to be true. And then on top of that, we have William Burns, the outgoing CIA director, is clarifying and making it known that he feels the same way. That he said there's quote no sign unquote of Iran developing nuclear weapons, and so um, and I need to correct myself. The fatwa was issued in 2003, not 2006. But the outgoing CIA director, William Burns, clarifying once again that there's no sign that Iran is developing nuclear weapons. And if anybody in the United States would know whether Iran was developing nuclear weapons, it would certainly would be the CIA director. And the fact that he came out and said that. So, but one has to say, Trump has talked about, and certainly Israel has definitely talked about going in and striking Iran's nuclear facilities in order to fend off any chance that they're developing nuclear weapons. And so uh, some of this evidence that comes out to the contrary certainly undermines any legitimacy to that. Although, of course, Israel already went into Iran and bombed a bunch of their nuclear facilities, but they have bloodlust, and I have some feelings because of what Trump has said that um, he could participate in a preemptive attack on Iran, but like a lot of his policies, it might be 3D chess. As Zbigniew Brzezinski once talked about, the chessboard of geopolitics. I have to put faith in the fact that Trump is playing that game, and so he wants to play with a strong hand, and that's the kind of guy he is, and that would be the case in this situation. Netanyahu and Israel, on the other hand, will grasp at any possibility, any kind of legitimacy, and any kind of justification to go in and bomb the shit out of Iran, including their nuclear facilities. But so I go back to my original premise, and you can look up on my channel here that I've done dozens of videos over the last 15 years talking about the fact that I don't believe Iran has ever had a nuclear program. And interestingly enough, historically, the U.S. and European powers were working with the Shah of Iran, the puppet government that the United States supported in Iran before the Khomeini and the Iranian Revolution. And so there was some groundwork laid for a nuclear weapons program then, back when there was a puppet running Iran. And since then, they've disavowed this program. And I tend to have faith in that. And now we have two more confirmations of that. I'm useful idiot, don't you be one too?